Grace Kitchens presents Creative Cooking. In this Easter series, we invite you to enjoy some interesting meal ideas for the Lenten season. And now, here's today's host.
Welcome to our show. Easter is just around the corner, and with it comes wonderful traditions. One tradition that every Jamaican loves is Easter bun and cheese. And today, I'll show you how to make your own bun. But there are many other traditions, and we have invited Mrs. Paulette Rhoden, the General Manager of Crimson Dawn Limited, to share some of these traditions with us. Mrs. Rhoden, welcome to the program.
It's nice to be here with you, Mazie.
There are a number of traditions for Easter. You want to share some of them with us?
Jamaica had a lot of traditions for Good Friday. A pot was never put on stove. You had to prepare your fry fish and have that ready.
The day before.
Yes. We used to say Holy Thursday.
Right.
And it's escovitched. And we used to also buy the little tiny sprat that was fried very crisp. And you had that along with hardo bread. And there was also the tradition of every household buying a plaited bread. And the breads used to be formed. The bakers did them in the shapes of a duck or an alligator or a monkey, monkey bread. Yes. But those breads were delicious because they had the outside firmness, but inside was so very soft. And then we had dinner at 3 o'clock, after 3. So you could have a slice of bun and cheese. But no pot went on, and after 3, it's fry fish and things. So basically the kitchen was closed on a Good Friday. Easter Sunday dinner is going to be really nice. They would kill the chicken, everybody plucking the chicken and fixing it. They always stuffed a nice bit of roast pork. Eggs were not a specialty because they used to use the log wood to do the eggs. And later days they use the food coloring, and the adults would boil the eggs, and they did them, and then they would hide them in the evening when the children were inside, and then next morning the family or the children go out to look for the Easter eggs.
There's a tradition where you collect, you put egg white in a container, the albumin that is, and that's early in the morning. And by, I think, 12 o'clock, somewhere around there, it would take some shape or form. These were, one of them was the airplane. Another
one.
one.
Take a trip. One thing for Easter is that they always go more to vegetables. And you had the use of all the peas and the beans.
Mrs. Rhoden, we could talk to you for even a longer period of time. We want to thank you for sharing with us. And we're inviting you to come again.
Yes, it will be my pleasure, Mazie. Thanks for having me.
I'm making Easter bun just for you. For this recipe, I have the flour here. To this, I'll add some cinnamon powder, just about a teaspoon. I'll add a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'll add some mixed spice. This is 1 tablespoon. Salt, which contributes to flavor. And I'll add baking powder. And baking powder will cause the bun to rise. So we have mixed the ingredients, and we are going to set this aside. Here I have the Grace Hello soft margarine, which is melted, and to that I'm adding 2 cups of stout. Then I'll add 1 cup of wine. Then I'll add some vanilla. Just a wee bit, about a 1/8 teaspoon of bun spice. And remember, it contributes a lovely flavor, but it is optional. A cup of sugar, and here I'm using dark sugar. Now that the sugar granules are dissolved, we will pour this heated mixture in a large bowl. And so now that the mixture is cooled, I'll add the egg to it. And this was beaten, and we could beat it a little more. Set this aside. Over here, I have raisins, which were soaked ahead of time. And we also have some Grace mixed peel and fruits, and we could just mix this together. Right. And then we're going to add some of the prepared fruits. We're going to fold and we'll add the remainder of the fruits. So now we'll add the remainder of the flour. We need to add some Grace browning. And we're adding about a tablespoon there. I have some Grace guava jelly here, and I must tell you, it makes a world of a difference in the bun. This is one of the dishes that we can have members of the family, the children, very involved in making. So here we have the batter all ready. We get the prepared pan. This was greased ahead of time, and we use some Grace vegetable oil to grease the pan. And now we're going to scrape the batter in the pan. And we put in enough batter to fill the pan to about 2/3 or 3/4 of the way up the pan. We will bake this in a preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, which is the equivalent of 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we will bake this for just about 1 hour. This is a bun we just made. The difference here is that just before baking, we sprinkled a few, some of the fruits on top. Naturally, the bun has been displayed with cheese, and here we have used the natural cheddar cheese, and we have also used our processed tasty cheese. But then we have other buns on display to suit everybody's taste. Over here we have a bun, and the sweetener used in this bun is Splendor. Here we have a bun that we use molasses in. Beautiful flavor, excellent texture. Over here we have a yeast bun. And this is one of the buns I really like to make. Over here I have a coconut ginger bun. Miss Hope Kerr is our special guest today. Hi Hope, welcome to Creative Cooking.
Hi Mazie, thanks for having me.
Hope, I read recently where Dairy Industries was HACCP accredited. Tell us about that.
Yes, we're very happy about that.
Oh, we have every reason to be.
We have already, we have set another milestone, so to speak. But the HACCP program is what is referred to as Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point. And it's really making sure that the products that you put out will be safe. At Dairy Industries, we make processed cheese. We package natural cheeses, but we actually process cheese here. And this is what you see in the cans or in that package that has a more orange color. And process, as it says, is where you cook the natural cheese. So that's how the processed cheese is made.
What is responsible for the color difference with the natural cheeses against the processed cheese?
Well, that is really due to the annatto, which is one of the ingredients that's added. And it's a natural coloring agent. It's actually used to a lesser degree in the natural cheeses, but you'll notice our processed cheese is really bright orange, which everybody has grown accustomed to.
Without a doubt. That's it from the mailbox for today. And that's it from today's show. If you have any questions about anything to do with cooking or anything to do with the kitchen, please contact us.
We hope you enjoyed today's Creative Cooking Show. A great tasting meal for the Lenten season. Join us again next Monday morning at 7:35 on Smile Jamaica It's Morning Time for Creative Cooking.